Welcome back after, I think, 13 months at this point.
Too fucking long.
I was going to say, what's the feel, right? I know it's been a long journey to get here, so what's the feel right now as you're just a couple days out?
It almost doesn't feel real. This was also a super long camp, so it just felt like it was the never-ending story. It's just been an eternal camp. I think going through rehab and then jumping straight into a fight camp just made it feel like it's been 12 months of getting ready, because I had to relearn a lot of stuff, but I'm so excited to be here. I'm excited they put me on the main card. I feel like if I'd been on the main card last time, I would have gotten a bonus, but hopefully this time.
Nice. How difficult was it getting back to this point, right? I mean, obviously you go through surgery, but as you said, I've seen you say like you're having to relearn things along the way. So, I mean, how difficult was the preparation to get here?
Honestly, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. And it initially, straight off the bat, like from the amount of pain I was in to how capable I was of doing a lot of stuff immediately, where I'd had a lot of other fighters, because I talked to a lot of people before I had my surgery to say like, hey, what did you experience? Do you have any feedback? Is there anything I should be aware of, And I want to say 95% of the people I talked to were like, yeah, it was terrible. Recovery was terrible. I was bedridden for weeks, but I was in the gym 3 days later. Like I was off crutches almost immediately. I had painkillers for 2 days. And I don't even feel like I needed the painkillers, and that's why I stopped, But it's actually been really cool, because it gave me, going through that rehab gave me the opportunity to focus on a lot of things that I think I neglect when I'm fully physically able, like a lot of mobility, balance, strength work, just all these things that kind of kept pushed to the wayside when you're just focusing on kickboxing, boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu. So I feel my goal with my physical therapist, who was incredible, by the way, was just to come back more athletic than what I was before I had surgery, and that's 100% how I feel.
So it sounds like it wasn't an awful experience, but I do wonder, because I think of you as a generally positive type person, but these stops and starts in the career and just having to has it been difficult mentally for you to just have all these long pauses?
Oh yeah, I'm so fucking frustrated, dude. It's just because obviously I spent most of 2019 on the shelf, and then I got injured again in 2020, and it's just I'm just having these year and a half long blocks, and it sucks. I'm a full-time athlete, and I can't even do my job full-time. That's rough, But especially having two pretty severe injuries back-to-back has really highlighted how mortal I am within this sport, How quickly my job could be taken away from me based on someone else's actions, not even necessarily anything that I do myself. And so when I was going through that kind of low stage after this last surgery, wish it would come in waves. I would have mostly good days, and then I would have a couple really bad days, But once I realized, hey, my whole life right now can be taken away from me in an instant. What do I have going on after this? And then it really allowed me to start working on things in the background and things that I can do once I finish from fighting. So honestly, even the bad days weren't even that bad, because I made sure that I kept myself really busy, and I have long-term goals now that maybe I didn't have before this injury.
That's awesome. Hopefully there's nothing but good days ahead. The matchup, Jocelyn Edwards, kind of a newer name to the division, right? I mean, did you know much about her, and what have you learned in the time since?
Honestly, I'd never seen her until Mick, offered her to me. I feel like everyone who's in the UFC is here for a reason, So there's no one that I'm ever going to fight that I can look past or think is a joke or go oh yeah, this is an easy matchup. So I am excited to fight her. I feel like this is my third fight back at bantamweight. My first fight was Pani. I'd fought her before. I knew what she felt like. I knew how big she was. I knew how strong she was. And then I fought Sarah, who just dropped down to flyweight. And I feel like I'm a little baby bantamweight. I'm cool being smaller. I feel like she's my first foray into the larger bantamweight. So I'm really excited about that. She has height and reach on me, but the things I do well, I do really fucking well, So I am excited for this one.
Nice. Your preparation for this one, CSA, AKA, Team Alpha
Not
Male?
AKA.
No?
Sorry, AKA. I love you guys, but CSA, Daniel Cormier's Wrestling Academy, his gym.
Got it.
Team Alpha Male, Raul Castillo Martial Arts in Half Moon Bay, and then where else was I? Oh, El Nino.
So it's kind of interesting, right, to
Yeah.
use that many facilities. That's not really, I would think, a traditional way of doing it. You think of people in camp. So why was that, and how do you think it benefits you?
Honestly, I am a gypsy at heart. So even some days, I think Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm on the road for 5 hours going to different gyms, And I feel like just that travel, the commute really, really feeds to that part of me that feels like it needs to be on the road. So that part initially I love. And then you know, I realize like I'm primarily a striker. My gym is the best striking gym in the country. Like, how do I fill in the gaps and make sure that I'm a complete MMA fighter? So who would I go for wrestling other than Daniel Cormier, you know? And being with him has been game changing just because I get to do straight high school wrestling. It's not MMA wrestling. It's not cage work. Like, it's just straight wrestling. And I feel like that's something I haven't done ever in my life, you know? I do a lot of MMA wrestling with my grappling coach, Adam Piccolotti. Like, I already have that, you know, but it's just different. It's just different. I really think that being able to do each individual discipline is helping me overall as well. And then we're also lucky my gym has the connection with Team Alpha Male, so I go, like, I learn from my coaches, and then I go to Alpha Male and try to put it into action with people who don't know my style, who don't drill with me, who don't train with me on a regular basis, and it's almost like a fight. It's almost like coming in against someone completely new and testing what I can do. So that's been incredible. And then Gilbert Melendez coaches at our gym twice a week now, and then I go out to his gym and work with my boxing coach and work with his wife Kerry. And I don't know, I'm very grateful to Coach Kieran for really opening all these doors for us, and for being so cool with his athletes just traveling. Like, he knows we don't want to go anywhere else, but he also knows the only way to grow as an athlete is to get as much different styles, different looks, different feedback as you can. And I really, just this camp, I feel like an improved fighter.
That's awesome. Well, I know you're going to go out there and show it. I guess give me the idea here. I mean, the goal is obviously to get in there and pick up a win, but I mean, is it like, I got to go make a statement and make up for lost time? I got to go get a bonus because some extra money would sure be nice right now. I mean, what's the goal in here other than just winning?
Honestly, my goal with every fight, probably since I lost to Pani, I had a big mindset shift, and my goal with every fight now is just to make it as painful as fucking possible for the other person. It's just to be violent, make it bloody, be a dog. Like, that's it, you know. Typical Australian style is just survive and brawl and be a dog. So that's my goal. Win or loss, like, it's going to be the worst fucking night of our life, that's for sure.
Just curious, I'm sure one of the benefits of training with Daniel Cormier isn't just like his wrestling ability, but also being able to pick the mind of someone who's done everything in this sport. What's it been like actually just working alongside, talking to a guy like Daniel?
Honestly, he just yells at me all session.
Okay.
You know, so I was lucky 2 weeks ago. I did a Monster Energy trip with him and went to Chicago, and I actually got to have a lot more one-on-one conversations with him then. Mm-hmm. But in the training room, like, we're there to train. He doesn't let us talk. Like, he doesn't let us fuck around, laugh, joke, or anything like that. Like, he yells at me consistently, and I'm cool with that. Like, it's amazing being around him, someone with that much experience, someone who's done everything in the sport, but I'm also there to learn wrestling. I'm not there to have conversations, you know, so.
You guys can't have a chat afterwards?
No, well, I teach at my gym, so I have to leave immediately because it's an hour drive back to CSA. So as soon as practice is done, like, I've already got my shoes on and I'm gone. Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, guys.